The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of December 16 to 20 reveal that Sharon Newman will gather her courage and prepare to go under hypnosis. Alan Laurent will want to make sure Sharon knows what she's getting herself into, since hypnotherapy can be a pretty intense experience. Nick Newman, Faith Newman, and Maria Copeland may remind Sharon that she can still back out if her stress level skyrockets. Nevertheless, Sharon will remain determined to uncover what really happened during her blackouts, so it looks like she'll indeed be hypnotized and take a mental trip back to the night of Heather Stevens' demise. Sharon might also have a chance to uncover blackout memories from the night of Phyllis Summers' crash, so Michael Baldwin will be present for her session and gather information for his defense strategy. With any luck, Sharon may remember some clues that'll point to another culprit, perhaps a woman that she can't quite identify. Jordan assured Ian Ward that she left nothing behind that would lead back to them, but there may be some evidence Sharon remembers that trips her up. Of course, that could blow back on Ian too, so there'll be a lot on the line if Jordan goofed. Regardless, Jordan has promised to take care of their latest Sharon setback now that the cops know about the PCP. If Jordan doesn't keep her word and take action fast, Ian will inevitably unleash his fury. Over with Sally Spectra, she may find herself falling harder for Billy Abbott and embracing those feelings. However, Billy and Phyllis' vengeful plot against Victor Newman will ultimately heat up, so that'll bring them closer as well. Y&R has promised a Sally, Billy, and Phyllis triangle, so we should see the first rumblings of that soon enough. In the meantime, Nate Hastings will count on Denise Tolliver to put her private investigative skills to good use and track Damien down. Denise will appear on December 19, so we'll if she'll offer some positive updates on the search for Nate's half-brother. Finally, Victor will fight back against Jack Abbott and work to humiliate his opponent. Jack transformed Glissade into Jebot Classic and gave it to Diane Jenkins Abbott to run, but Victor could perhaps put the whole thing in jeopardy. One way or another, Victor's going to deliver a vengeful blow and leave Jack fuming. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the week of December 16 to 20 will bring some fierce fights and unexpected news, so stick with us for more predictions on all the shockers. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 11, 2024 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Sharon Newman to spy on Phyllis Summers. Coming up on The Young and the Restless. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott unite. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's criminal case. E&R spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 reveal that Sharon now realizes her medication was tainted with PCP. Thanks to Nick Newman, Chance Chancellor had the medication tested. Michael Baldwin alerted Sharon, Nick, Mariah Copeland, and Faith Newman of the test results. Even Michael seemed shell-shocked. Now Sharon is changing her plea and is on board with Michael defending her. However, Sharon is more concerned about who is doing this to her. Sharon keeps asking who hates her that much. Y&R spoilers, Phyllis Summers targeted. Since nobody knows that Ian Ward has been released and Jordan has escaped prison, Sharon could wonder if Phyllis is doing this to her. It is teased that Sharon will spy on Phyllis. While it's understandable why Sharon thinks it's Phyllis, fans know it's actually Ian and Jordan. If Ian and Jordan get wind of Sharon's suspicions about Phyllis, then I can see them playing a cruel game with the two women. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Daniel Rumalotti, Jur's discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 reveal that Daniel just learned that Sharon might have been drugged. While Phyllis thinks it's another excuse, Daniel's reaction was different. Daniel also knows that Michael would not be considering using the drugging as a defense unless there was actual evidence. So it will be interesting to see if Daniel suddenly has a change of heart about Sharon. I and R spoilers. Wednesday, December 11, 2024. On Wednesday, December 11, fans will also see Diane and Billy join forces. The two will want to take down Victor Newman once and for all. However, could this alliance end up being more destructive than victorious? There should also be an update on Nate Hastings' search for his half-brother. When Nate finds Damien, how will that change his life? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, December 11, 2024? What are your predictions for Nate, Victor, Diane, and Billy? What does the future hold for Daniel, Michael, Phyllis, Sharon, Jordan, Ian, and the other characters? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 11, 2024 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Sharon Newman to spy on Phyllis Summers. Coming up on The Young and the Restless. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott unite. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon Newman's criminal case. I and R spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 reveal that Sharon now realizes her medication was tainted with PCP. Thanks to Nick Newman, Chance Chancellor had the medication tested. Michael Baldwin alerted Sharon, Nick, Mariah Copeland, and Faith Newman of the test results. Even Michael seemed shell-shocked. Now Sharon is changing her plea and is on board with Michael defending her. However, Sharon is more concerned about who is doing this to her. Sharon keeps asking who hates her that much. I and R spoilers, Phyllis Summers targeted. Since nobody knows that Ian Ward has been released and Jordan has escaped prison, Sharon could wonder if Phyllis is doing this to her. It is teased that Sharon will spy on Phyllis. While it's understandable why Sharon thinks it's Phyllis, fans know it's actually Ian and Jordan. If Ian and Jordan get wind of Sharon's suspicions about Phyllis, then I can see them playing a cruel game with the two women. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Daniel Romalotti, Jur's discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 reveal that Daniel just learned that Sharon might have been drugged. While Phyllis thinks it's another excuse, Daniel's reaction was different. Daniel also knows that Michael would not be considering using the drugging as a defense unless there was actual evidence. So it will be interesting to see if Daniel suddenly has a change of heart about Sharon. I and R spoilers. Wednesday, December 11, 2024. On Wednesday, December 11, fans will also see Diane and Billy join forces. The two will want to take down Victor Newman once and for all. However, could this alliance end up being more destructive than victorious? There should also be an update on Nate Hastings' search for his half-brother. When Nate finds Damien, how will that change his life? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, December 11, 2024? What are your predictions for Nate, Victor, Diane, and Billy? What does the future hold for Daniel, Michael, Phyllis, Sharon, Jordan, Ian, and the other characters? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Devon and Abby's blissful honeymoon turns to terror. Devon and Abby's blissful honeymoon, high above the clouds, took a sudden and terrifying nosedive when an ominous message arrived mid-flight. What was meant to be a celebration of their new life together turned into a chilling race against time. Their worst fears were realized when they learned that Dominic, their young son, had vanished. The call that changed everything. The first indication of trouble came from a frantic call from Dominic's nanny. "He's gone," she stammered, her voice breaking through the static over the phone. "Dominic is missing." Abby and Devon froze, their disbelief quickly giving way to panic. How could this happen? They had left Dominic in the care of a trusted nanny, ensuring his safety while they took a short, well-deserved break. But now the nightmare was real. Adding to their fear was the chilling realization that Ian Ward had resurfaced. Ian, a manipulative and dangerous man with a history of terrorizing Genoa City's residents, was the first name that came to mind. The note. As the plane sped toward its destination, the stewardess approached Devon and Abby with a sealed envelope. It was addressed to them but bore no return address. Inside, the message sent a shiver down their spines. By the time you land, the boy will be beyond your reach. If you want him back, follow my instructions. The handwriting was unmistakable. It belonged to Ian Ward. Devon clenched the letter, his knuckles white. Abby, pale and trembling, leaned on him for support. What does he want? Abby whispered, her voice barely audible. Devon's mind raced. Ian was cunning, and his motives could be anything: ransom, revenge, or something even more sinister. Ian Ward's possible motives. Ransom. Devon Hamilton's wealth is no secret. As a billionaire, he represents a lucrative target for Ian, who could use the money to fund his nefarious schemes. Revenge. Abby's Newman Chancellor lineage made her a target in her own right. Ian had clashed with the Newmans and the Abbotts in the past, and Dominic's kidnapping could be Ian's twisted way of settling old scores. Manipulation. Ian thrives on chaos. Taking Dominic was likely part of a larger, more complex strategy to destabilize Abby and Devon emotionally, making them vulnerable to his demands. Devon and Abby's next steps. As the plane landed, Devon and Abby were met by a swarm of police officers and FBI agents at the terminal. Despite their jet lag and mounting panic, they immediately began working with authorities to piece together Ian's plan. Devon's first instinct was to offer a massive reward for Dominic's safe return, but Abby, ever cautious, reminded him that Ian wasn't the kind of man to be swayed by money alone. "This isn't just about money," Abby said. "It's about power. Ian wants to control us." The hunt for Dominic. While the authorities launched a citywide manhunt, Devon and Abby dug into Ian's recent activities. Through their connections, they learned that Ian had been seen in the vicinity of Genoa City weeks before Dominic's disappearance. Abby's brother Chance, who had ties to law enforcement, joined the investigation. With his experience and resources, Chance became an invaluable ally in the desperate search for his nephew. The emotional toll. As the hours turned into an agonizing day, Devon and Abby found themselves questioning their every decision. Abby, racked with guilt, blamed herself for leaving Dominic behind. "I should have stayed," she said, tears streaming down her face. "I should have known something like this could happen." Devon, though equally devastated, tried to keep Abby grounded. "We're going to get him back," he said, his voice steady but strained. "Ian won't win. Not this time." Ian's demands. The second message from Ian arrived just as the couple began to feel the weight of helplessness. This time, it was a video. Dominic appeared unharmed, but his small, confused face broke their hearts. Ian's voice, cold and calculated, delivered his demands. A staggering sum of money. Abby's public declaration of loyalty to Ian aimed at humiliating the Newmans. Complete silence. No police involvement, or Dominic would suffer the consequences. A dangerous gamble. Devon and Abby faced an impossible choice. Complying with Ian's demands would ensure Dominic's immediate safety, but might embolden Ian to strike again. Defying him could put their son in even greater danger. But what Ian didn't know was that Devon and Abby had no intention of playing by his rules. "We'll meet his demands," Devon said to Abby, his voice filled with resolve, but only to buy time. "Chance and the authorities will be ready when the exchange happens." The young and the restless spoilers. The return of Sheila, the ultimate threat to Jordan's reign of fear. Genoa City has long been a place of secrets, betrayals, and unresolved vengeance, but a new wave of tension is about to sweep over it. While Jordan has managed to weave a web of manipulation and control, there's a storm on the horizon, a storm in the form of an old, terrifying enemy who can unravel everything Jordan has worked for. That enemy is none other than Sheila Carter. For those familiar with the history of Sheila, her name is synonymous with chaos, destruction, and a ruthless pursuit of her desires. She has a reputation for being one of the most dangerous women to ever walk the streets of Genoa City, and rumors now suggest that her return is imminent. Sheila has heard the whispers, the rumors that the woman responsible for Heather's death is still walking free. Those whispers have ignited a fire inside Sheila that cannot be extinguished. Sheila's motivation: revenge for Heather. Heather Carter, the woman Sheila loved more than anyone, was killed in a mysterious and brutal fashion. While the world believes Sharon is responsible, Sheila's keen instincts tell her otherwise. Sheila is no fool. She knows that Sharon could never have committed such a crime. She knows there is a much larger, darker force behind Heather's death, and that force can only be one person: Jordan. Jordan's ties to Heather have always been shrouded in darkness, but Sheila's knowledge of the situation runs deep. To Sheila, Heather's death is not just a loss, it's a personal affront, one that demands vengeance. Sheila has spent years nurturing her resentment and hatred, waiting for the right moment to strike. And now, that moment has come. Sheila's arrival in Genoa, a reckoning for Jordan. With her mind set on revenge, Sheila is coming to Genoa with one singular goal in mind: to expose Jordan for the crimes she has committed and make her pay. Sheila's arrival is not just about retribution, it's about uncovering the truth. She wants to expose Jordan's lies, manipulate the system, and confront the woman who thinks she can get away with murder. But the question remains: can Sheila trust the law to bring Jordan to justice? Sheila has always operated outside the confines of the law. She knows that Jordan is a slippery figure who can evade consequences by using her wealth, power, and influence. Jordan's ability to escape punishment is one of the reasons Sheila has both a profound fear and respect for her. Despite this, Sheila is determined. She knows the only way to deal with someone like Jordan is not through the courts or the justice system. It's through direct action. Sheila's methods: brutal and uncompromising. Sheila's methods are brutal, and she has no qualms about using violence to achieve her goals. If she has to kill to see Jordan suffer, she will do it without hesitation. The final showdown: will Sheila confront Jordan? The prospect of Sheila coming face-to-face with Jordan is one of the most anticipated and feared confrontations in Genoa City's history. Sheila has never been one to back down from a fight, especially when it involves something as personal as the death of Heather. Whether Jordan is ready or not, Sheila is coming for her, and she will stop at nothing to make sure Jordan suffers the consequences of her actions. But the true question lies in whether Jordan can survive Sheila's wrath. While Jordan has been able to outsmart and manipulate others in the past, Sheila is in a league of her own. She is cold, calculated, and completely unafraid of the consequences. If she captures Jordan, there is no telling what will happen. Sheila doesn't believe in mercy. To her, Jordan's death would be the only fitting end, a final act of retribution for the pain and suffering Jordan has caused. The uncertain future. Will Jordan be able to escape yet again, slipping through the cracks of the system? Or will Sheila finally get the justice she craves, bringing Jordan's reign of fear and manipulation to a brutal end? The answer is still uncertain, but one thing is clear: Sheila's arrival in Genoa will change everything. The question of whether Jordan can survive her past sins is about to be answered in the most deadly way possible. In the end, Sheila may just be the one person who can put an end to Jordan's reign of terror. But will her quest for revenge destroy her in the process? One thing is for sure: when Sheila arrives, no one in Genoa City will be safe from the fallout. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nate Hastings recently talked about hiring a private eye, who came highly recommended by Devon Winters. It turns out that Private Eye is Denise Tolliver, so Thelma Hopkins is returning as the character she first played back in 2021. Hopkins has a connection to Bryton James since he played her character's son on Family Matters as a child. However, Hopkins is also connected to her newest co-star, Valerie Pettiford, since they appear on Half and Half together over 20 years ago. Pettiford and Hopkins were thrilled over their on-screen reunion, so they gushed about it to Sod. Although Hopkins and Pettiford couldn't go into the details of their upcoming scenes, they did promise some good stuff. She's a master artist. You're gonna see her go from giggly to ugly cry, Thelma Hopkins said about Valerie Pettiford. It's gonna be a surprise. It's a ride. Just get ready, Pettiford added as she expressed excitement for the rest of the story surrounding Amy's missing son Damien. Of course, Denise Tolliver will play a huge part in helping Nate find Damien, who'll have a chance to reunite with Amy and learn she's dying of leukemia. Damien will also find out that the man he believes was his father wasn't his bio dad at all, so that's sure to come as a shock. On top of all that, Damien will discover that he has a half-brother he never knew about. Nate can't be sure of how Damien will react to any of this, but he knows that Damien is already troubled. It's safe to say that all these stunning revelations are going to hit Damien hard and make life even more difficult for him, at least initially. Nevertheless, Nate is hoping that maybe he can somehow fix the pain of the past. We have no doubt that Nate and Damien will form a bond in time, but Damien has to open his heart to the idea first. Our Vi and our predictions point to Damien and Nate forming a complicated relationship that'll evolve over time, so don't miss what's in store. Thelma Hopkins will appear as Denise Tolliver in the December 19 episode, as well as the December 27 episode, so we'll bring you updates on any other news related to her Damien findings. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some twists and turns are brewing with all the private investigator drama. It's where you want to be for Great Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your top lie and our source. Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Ian Ward is about to run into someone from his past, and while most fans' minds tend to go to characters like Adam Newman, Nikki Newman, and Phyllis Summers, the truth is, he had plenty of run-ins with Summer Newman, and once manipulated the young woman into believing he was a life coach. Could his run-in be with Summer, and what happens if she recognizes him? The Young and the Restless spoilers, Summer Newman's reaction gets her kidnapped. Lie and our spoilers note that depending on where they run into each other, Summer could freak out. She knows how dangerous Ian is, and he might seize an opportunity to shut her up before she can expose him. Things can happen rather quickly in the land of GC, and all that Ian would have to do is hit her over the head, or possibly punch her to knock her out quickly, and take her back to the hotel room she's sharing with Jordan. I and our spoilers. Kyle loses his mind. Claire takes note. Meanwhile, the moment Summer goes missing, Kyle Abbott could have a freak out, which may cause Claire Newman to take note. After all, fans can see a love triangle looming between her, Kyle, and Summer, with potential for a Skyle reunion. Kyle seemed to change his tune with Summer during the Monday, December 9 episode after she revealed she and Chance Chancellor had broken up. She and Kyle were arguing about who should tell Harrison Abbott that Claire was no longer his nanny. Summer wanted to do it with Kyle, while Kyle knew Claire wanted to be the one to break the bad news to him. After Kyle learned of the Summons breakup, he seemed to lighten the harsh stance he had about Claire being the one to tell Harrison she was moving to Chancellor. When he later told Claire about Summer's suggestion and how the parents already told their son about her job move, she seemed perplexed as to why he moved forward with Summer's recommendation. She also seemed hurt. If Kyle freaks out about Summer going missing, could Claire feel as if he's not over his ex? He may state it's because she's Harrison's mom, but this could be the beginning of the end for Claire if Claire believes Kyle isn't over his ex-wife. Are fans on the cusp of a Summons reunion? Comment below. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 tease that Billy Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott plot together. Each is on the wrong end of Victor Newman's good side, so why not team up to beat the mogul at his own game? This is why there's the saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. If only Victor had played nice with his competitors, he wouldn't be on the other end of their venom. Diane and Billy form an alliance against Victor and brainstorm ways to take him down once and for all. Diane also fills him in on the fakery she and Jack Abbott committed against everyone. The Young and the Restless spoilers, new GC alliance. The ruse was all for Kyle Abbott's sake, a man who is old enough to fight his own battles, but you know how helicopter parents are. Jack is trying to heal his father-son relationship with Kyle. Hopefully Billy understands and doesn't push Jack into a business decision. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman spies on Phyllis Summers. What is Sharon'S about? Does she think that Red is the one who put PCP in her psychotropic medication? Someone did, and no one has a clue as to who the real culprits are. My and our spoilers. Sharon suspects someone. It's perfectly reasonable for Sharon to second-guess Phyllis. They are sworn enemies, and the battle between them has gotten very personal, involving their kids. There's no way that Sharon could guess that it was convict Jordan and former cult leader Ian Ward who are terrorizing her. But Ian and Jordan face some hiccups, and they are far from home free. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Victor's vengeance. Over with Victor, he isn't ready to play nice with his rival Jack. Victor sold off the Glissade divisions for dirt cheap, and Jack was the one who secretly bought them. Look for Victor to try to even the score again. It may fall to Nikki Newman to get the macho men to settle down. She loves both of them in her own way, and detests the endless battles these two are putting everyone through. But what would she have to give up in the name of peace, and is it worth it? Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 indicate some interesting moments in Genoa City. Next on Young and the Restless. A character once again gets the upper hand on their rival, while someone stalks their enemy, and two unlikely people become co-conspirators. What kind of drama is set to unravel on Wednesday? Time to dive right in. The Young and the Restless spoilers, the moustache gets the upper hand. My and our spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 note that Victor Newman will get the upper hand on Jack Abbott. However, how exactly will he do this? The moustache quickly sold Glissade's assets to present Diane Abbott with a shell of a company once he gave it to her. Of course, Jack ended up scooping up those assets and buying them at a discounted rate. As Jack gloats about this, it looks like Victor will try to pull one over on his nemesis, so how will he strike back? I and our spoilers, Sharon Newman stalks. Across town, I and our spoilers for Wednesday, December 11 suggest that Sharon Newman will stalk Phyllis Summers, which isn't the best idea. However, there may be a reason for it. Could Sharon believe that Phyllis is the one who tampered with her meds and placed PCPs in them? After all, Phyllis was the first one to accuse Sharon of Heather Stevens, Vale Bloom, murder without any evidence. Will Sharon try and see if she can find anything that points to Phyllis doing this? I and our spoilers, Billy Abbott and Diane Abbott conspire. Lastly, why and our spoilers for Wednesday hint. Jack won't be happy to hear that his wife and his brother are conspiring. After all, the last time this happened, Billy Abbott ended up having an affair with Jack's wife. Still, who is the target of Billy and Diane Abbott's conspiring, and what will they plan to do? The obvious answer to the first part of that question is Victor, so fans will have to tune in to see what Billy and Diane do. What storyline are you most excited about seeing on Wednesday? Comment below. The Young and the Restless spoilers and rumors tease friction arises between Jordan Howard and Ian Ward. Even though the two seem affectionate at times, there's an underlying antagonism. Jordan, in particular, seems to harbor an underlying fear. Are they destined to destroy each other? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Partners, maybe, but Ian Ward seemed threatening to Jordan Howard. Partners, maybe, but Ian seemed plenty threatening to Jordan when he reminded her they had a deal about something. You could see the fear in her eyes. It takes a lot to scare Jordan, but Ian seems much more intimidating to her than Victor Newman ever was when he caged her. Not that she's thankful to them, but if it weren't for Cole Howard and Michael Baldwin, she'd probably be dead by now. Does Ian have something on Jordan he could use to put her back in prison? Not likely, since he helped her escape and he was paroled. The two of them have people in common in Genoa City whom they're anxious to get revenge on, and that's why they're working together. My and our spoilers. Might Jordan Howard and Ian Ward have a past connection? Ian was a cult leader who enslaved and controlled not only Nikki Newman, but also Mariah Copeland, Sharon's daughter. Ian is a very sick individual, likely sicker than Jordan. He helped raise Mariah as a child and then forced her to marry him. Jordan was off the radar for years as she raised Claire Newman. Cole had never met her and barely knew of her. Might Jordan have been in Ian's sick cult prior to kidnapping Claire, once known as Baby Eve? Anything is possible. The way Jordan manipulated and trained Claire is very much like the way a cult leader manipulates and brainwashes his or her followers. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Too much alike. Friction lights a fuse of mutual destruction. It's possible that Jordan and Ian are too much alike, and growing friction between them eventually lights a fuse of mutual destruction. Many cult leaders seem to self-destruct and eventually commit suicide and take their followers with them, a la Jim Jones and the People's Temple and Marshall Applewhite and Heaven's Gate. Both Jordan and Ian are skilled in the use of drugs and poisons, and who's to say they may not use them on each other? Neither Jordan nor Ian can escape their present partnership without implicit trust of each other not to turn the other one into the authorities. Might they stealthily end each other's lives instead by dosing that champagne they both love to drink? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Genoa City is a place of many secrets, but some are darker and more dangerous than others. Heather Stevens, once believed to be lost forever, has defied all odds. After years of being held captive by Jordan and Ian Ward, she has managed to escape their clutches, a miraculous act of survival. Yet her freedom comes with a price, and the looming threat of her captors is far from over. This latest twist in Heather's long ordeal is a game-changer for many in Genoa City, particularly those who never gave up on her. The Great Escape. Heather's unyielding will to survive. The day Heather was supposed to be released from the confines of her captor's hold seemed like the moment she would finally be free. But in a shocking turn of events, Heather, driven by a powerful desire to live, found a way to escape. Despite the years of trauma and the physical toll her captivity had taken on her body, Heather's will to survive pushed her to incredible lengths. She managed to find the strength to outsmart her captors, opening the lock on her cell and slipping away into the night. But escaping was just the first part of her harrowing journey. As Heather made her way into the unknown, weakened by her time in captivity, the outside world felt alien to her. The toll of being held in isolation for so long had made her body frail, and every step was a battle. Yet Heather's spirit remained unbroken. She finally found refuge, reaching out for help from the one place that could offer her safety, her family. The family's joy and fear, Heather's return. For Daniel, the revelation that Heather was still alive was nothing short of a miracle. After all these years of believing she had been lost to him forever, seeing her again was like the world being turned upside down. But the joy of reunion was tempered by a looming fear. If Heather's escape became known to the wrong people, it would only bring danger to them all. Jordan and Ian were ruthless, and if they found out that Heather had evaded their grasp, they wouldn't hesitate to come for her again. For now, Daniel has kept Heather's survival a closely guarded secret. He knows that the wards will stop at nothing to reclaim her, and he can't risk them finding out. He's doing everything in his power to protect her, even if it means keeping her presence hidden from everyone else, including their daughter Lucy. The tension is palpable, and every day that Heather remains safe is both a gift and a ticking clock. How long can they keep her hidden before the wards inevitably come for her? Lucy and Daniel's bond, a family united in fear and hope. Lucy, upon learning the truth about her mother's survival, is overwhelmed with emotion. For so long, she had been told that Heather was gone, and now the very person she thought she'd never see again was back in her life. The joy that fills Lucy's heart is impossible to contain, but it comes with the heavy realization that their family is in danger. Lucy, alongside her father, is determined to protect Heather at all costs. No matter how much Jordan and Ian Ward threaten them, Lucy is resolute. Her mother is back, and they will defend her with everything they have. The growing threat, Jordan and Ian's dark plans. Jordan and Ian Ward, however, are not ones to be outwitted. Their plans for Heather's captivity were always more than just keeping her imprisoned. They had bigger designs in mind, and Heather was always meant to play a key role in their scheme. Now that Heather has escaped, the stakes have grown even higher. The wards will stop at nothing to recapture her, and they won't hesitate to destroy anyone who stands in their way. The dangerous game of cat and mouse has begun again. As much as Heather's return brings hope, it also brings an undeniable sense of dread. If Jordan and Ian learn that she's alive, the consequences could be devastating for Daniel, Lucy, and the rest of Heather's family. A fight for freedom. The battle to protect Heather has only just begun, and they must prepare for the storm that is sure to come. Will Heather's miraculous survival be the beginning of a new chapter in her life, or will the shadows of her past, embodied by the ruthless wards, destroy everything she holds dear? One thing is certain, the fight for her freedom is far from over. Every step she takes toward safety only brings her closer to a confrontation with the forces that would see her silenced forever. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Victor Newman has set up a loyalty test for Claire Newman. Victor wants to know just how loyal Claire is to the family. Will she pass the test? The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor Newman warned Claire Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Victor was never okay with Claire being anywhere close to Kyle Abbott. Victor has warned Claire away from Kyle several times. Victor didn't want Claire to be a nanny because he didn't want to take the chance of Claire and Kyle getting close. Now Victor is putting his foot down. This week, Victor will test Claire to see if she will choose her relationship with Kyle over the Newman family. Claire is crazy about Kyle, especially after the important time they have recently shared. Claire doesn't want to give Kyle up. Victor's test could truly hurt Claire. Will Claire realize that Kyle still has feelings for Summer Newman? My and our spoilers. Summer Newman override Kyle Newman's decision. Kyle had agreed to allow Claire to be the one to let Harrison Abbott know that she will no longer be his nanny. Kyle agreed to allow Claire to break the news to him so she could explain. However, Summer will show up and demand she and Kyle tell Harrison instead. Kyle is also surprised when he learned that Summer is no longer seeing Chance Chancellor. Kyle also betrayed Claire and agreed with Summer. Claire will certainly be taken aback by Kyle's decision to give in to Summer's request. Claire may realize that Kyle still has feeling for Summer. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Claire Newman is upset. After learning what Kyle has done, Claire is confused and upset by this. Kyle seems to have switched teams and is all about Summer as he tries to explain to Claire. Claire could quickly go to a scenario where Kyle is drawn back in by Summer and reunites with her. Does Claire already feel like Kyle is slipping away? Victor's test could push Kyle right back into Summer's arms and end what Claire and Kyle had going. Unfortunately, Claire could still be left with a lasting token of her time with Kyle, as she could end up pregnant. Is Victor causing an even bigger struggle for Claire in the end by separating her and Kyle? What will Kyle do it? This is that case in the end. Fans of The Young and the Restless are grappling with the possibility that Peter Bergman, who has been an integral part of the show for over 30 years, might retire. The news of this potential departure has sent shockwaves through the fan base. Bergman's portrayal of Jack Abbott, the ambitious and sometimes conflicted heir to the Abbott fortune, has been a cornerstone of the series. His character's battles and alliances, especially with Victor Newman, played by Eric Braeden, have defined many of the show's most iconic storylines. The rivalry between Jack and Victor, filled with strategic moves, betrayals, and fragile truces, has been at the heart of the show's drama, and it's hard to imagine Y&R without Jack's presence. Jack Abbott has always embodied the quintessential good guy, striving to balance personal ambition with loyalty to his family. His complex relationships, especially with his siblings and Victor, have delivered some of the most memorable and emotional moments on the show. Bergman's performance has made Jack an enduring figure in soap opera history, with the actor's nuanced portrayal earning him admiration and accolades from fans. If Bergman steps away, it will mark a significant shift for the show. The question on everyone's mind is who could possibly fill his shoes. Jack Abbott is not just another character. He is one of the pillars of Y&R. Recasting such a role would be daunting, as the new actor would need to capture Jack's essence, his charm, vulnerabilities, and unwavering loyalty, while also reflecting his physical appearance. While there is no official word on potential replacements, fans have been speculating about who could take over. Names like Christian Leblanc, known for his portrayal of Michael Baldwin, have come up, as he carries a similar gravity that could translate well into the role. Alternatively, bringing in a fresh actor with a unique energy might inject new life into the character, presenting a different take on the beloved role. However, the transition would not be without challenges, as replacing an iconic character often comes with significant fan backlash. The idea of Bergman retiring also raises questions about the future direction of the show. Would Y&R choose to bring in a new character entirely, or would they honor Jack Abbott's legacy while creating new storylines? The show has faced recasting challenges before, such as with Billy Abbott, and managed to navigate those shifts by staying true to the essence of the characters. Jack's departure, if it comes to pass, would need to strike a delicate balance between nostalgia for what was and excitement for what's next. Bergman's legacy is already firmly established. Whether he leaves Y&R due to health, age, or a desire for retirement, fans will forever remember his portrayal as one of the greatest in soap opera history. His impact on The Young and the Restless is indelible, with his name tied to unforgettable moments and powerful story arcs. Should he decide to retire, it would be a bittersweet farewell, an end to an era for a show that has long thrived on the complexity and charisma of Jack Abbott. As we ponder the future, one thing is clear: Peter Bergman's influence will remain as Jack's legacy lives on, even in the moments where his name is simply mentioned on screen. Would you like to see an actor from the current Y&R cast step into Jack's shoes, or would a brand new face be a refreshing change? Summer recently revealed to Kyle that she and Chance are over and out on The Young and the Restless. While it's quite obvious Summer is still very much in love with Kyle, and will probably try to come between him and Claire, we have to wonder what's next on the romance front for the town's top cop. Taking a chance on love. Chance has a pretty illustrious history with the Geno City ladies. He's flirted and been with the best of the best. From Amber to Chloe to Heather, to Phyllis and recently is Sharon. This man knows how to turn heads. His marriage to Abby was supposed to be an endgame love story, but sadly that went bust. Now, his sweet love story with Summer is out the window too. This man is too hot for all this drama. It's time to find Chance the perfect pairing, and we think we have the right pick. Give me a chance. Who better to get Chance's mojo going than Lily, Crystal Khalil? She's gorgeous, smart, and powerful, and as Dom's auntie, she loves the child he shares with Abby already. And his mother absolutely adores and trusts Lily, so that's another big plus. On top of that, Lily is also single. Very single, and it seems like she's getting ready to mingle too. This could be just what Chance and Lily need as they heal their broken hearts and move on to bigger and better things. Chance knows how to treat a woman, and Lily knows exactly how she wants to be treated. There will be no head games here, just some pure romance and sizzling chemistry. It would be a love story for the record books.